Sports Fest Rick Horrow inside the $1.3 trillion business of sports. It's your On the Record for this post-Thanksgiving week with a wonderful opportunity leading into Christmas. We have NFL setting all kinds of records and NBA right behind it. Women's sports taking the lead both in soccer, basketball, hockey, and otherwise. And by the way, all other college issues as well. So let's get right to it with the opening drive, the top 5 issues over the last couple of weeks. Number 1, the SEC coaching carousel continues. You know, there's 25% of the SEC schools have had coaching changes. Auburn Tigers with Alex Golish, Arkansas Razorbacks with Ryan Silverfield, the Florida Gators with John Sumrall, LSU obviously Lane Kiffin, the big kahuna. But at the end of the day, when you look at all of these, that doesn't only include these, but all over the country, Virginia Tech and James Franklin and others, you not only have 25% of the schools pitched up and ready for the SEC battles next year and beyond, but you have buyouts of about $150 million. And for athletic directors who say they've got to do it, just remember, it's all about leverage of coaches. And if you want a big-name coach, you've got to be prepared to pay a big number. And the big number is one element, but the guaranteed years are the other. And when they want the guarantees and get them, don't complain when they've got to be paid out at the back end. That's number 1. Number 2, Milan Cortina. When I'm looking west, when I'm at Trieste a couple of months ago, I saw Placid getting ready for Olympics. Well, now you see Crisis, 16,000-seat arena, remains under construction. And by the way, there is no, quote, plan B. If it's not completed in time, the first test is January 9 and 11, less than a month before the games begin. The first women's preliminaries, February 5, the highly touted men's finals with NHL and otherwise. The tournament takes place February 11 through February 24. The return of NHL players to Olympic competition for the first time since 2014. Usually you say no plan B to move construction along and get it all done. Here you say no plan B because there's no plan B. Number 3, we've talked about it as important, and it's more important than ever. The 2025 Las Vegas Grand Prix drew 50, 60, 70, 72% basically more than the race did on ESPN last year. This broadcast peaked at about 1.8 million viewers during the late night quarter hour at the end of the race, and Formula One continued viewership growth all over the map as a testament to this, including the Fan Prix, which was a rousing success in Las Vegas, continues to deliver the $1 billion of economic impact and international awareness the Visitor and Convention Bureau, Steve Hill, and others really want. The end of the day, this is a big deal. 2 years ago, gridlock and chirping. This year, chirping, but about economic development you've never seen before. That's number 3. Number 4, the Federation of International Mixed Martial Arts, FIMA, established by the Asian Mixed Martial Arts Association, and they're created to adopt, in their words, a revised safety-centered rule set, banning strikes to a grounded opponent's head, eliminating the cage in favor of traditional ring, placing strict limits on the number of bouts an athlete can fight per day, and on and on and on. The end of the day, their first meeting, December 1, 2025 in Athens, but it follows recent milestones, including the MMA's inclusion in the 2026 Asian Games, and dare I say, getting ready for the Olympics, not next time, but maybe the time after. That's number 4. And then finally, number 5, the National Women's Soccer League, facing some critical internal debate questions over whether to loosen its salary cap as spending constraints remain and marquee players would be paid to fuel growth. The dilemma long familiar with Major League Soccer and other leagues focused on Tiffany Rodman, whose deal expires. There are other star women standing in line, and the deal obviously is, do you extend them, pay much higher, increase values, increase awareness, especially getting ready for World Cups coming up? Or do you hold spending and make the argument that the balance sheet controls? At the end of the day, I would opt for or look like some kind of increased spending, but this is a pivotal decision on the future. Jessica Berman gets her long-term contract extension. This will be no easy test. Sports Professor Rick Horrow. Next up, the 5 to watch. Number 1, the Seattle Torrent. It sets a U.S. women's hockey attendance record at their home opener. 16,000 fans at Climate Pledge Arena. It tops easily the 14,200 for any other U.S. women's hockey game on the planet in history. The team lost to the Minnesota Frost, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that the women's hockey world looks like it's soccer, looks like it's basketball. This may be the next sport to undergo a tremendous boom, probably just in time for hockey inclusion in the Olympics, not the next one, but maybe the one after. That's number 1. Number 2, Georgia Tech spends their capital to buy be paid a $10 million payout from the venue operator guaranteed at the Georgia Dome to give up their home-and-home series at Bobby Dodd Stadium at Georgia Tech. The first time since 1913, the Georgia rivalry won't take place on either or both campuses. Jay Batt, the athletic director, describes the deal as transformative. Well, they've got niche sports to pay for, Olympic sports. They've got NAL. They got the House settlement. So transformative probably means coming up with a new revenue source that everybody is going to be using. In the future, look for this to happen at major schools and major stadiums all across the country. That's number 2. Number 3, NASCAR begins its antitrust trial. The teams argue that NASCAR operates as a monopoly through its charter system, restrictive contracts, and control over suppliers, tracks, and team participation. The judge on the federal level early ruled that NASCAR holds significant market power over top-tier teams, allowing key claims to proceed to trial. The court denied the team's request to remain under the NASCAR charter system in 2025, so there is some urgency to this outcome. The revenue distribution, team ownership, competitive access, a lot of it hinging on the legalities surrounding this antitrust trial. That is number 3. Number 4, Robinhood moves to establish a prediction market exchange and clearinghouse, formerly MIAXDX, the Susquehanna International Group, with a joint venture, sport outcomes, economic indicators, broader event-based markets. Existing partners with Robinhood gets contracts from Kalshi and others. Remember, they're in deals with the NBA and NHL. But the new infrastructure gives it greater control, in their words, over product creation, liquidity provision, and regulatory compliance. It also seems like the predictive app opportunity becomes more and more mainstream. That's number 4. Number 5, West Virginia may be the first in a positive trend. For the 2026-2027 academic year, they increased their total from 260 to 400 scholarships across their varsity sports programs, broadening financial support for student athletes. They are aligning West Virginia with other Big 12 programs, increasing scholarship availability. Athletic Director Ren Baker says this is not just for, obviously, football and basketball, but this is for all Olympic and niche sports as well. Kudos to them. Hopefully this will continue across all college sports. Where they get the money? Well, talk to Georgia Tech. That's our 5 to watch for this next week. We'd like to thank Callie Kazire for putting this together. Thanks for you to listening and watching what happened before Thanksgiving and what happens between Thanksgiving and Christmas. It is a busy time. Sports Professor Rick Horrow, on the record. Speak with you soon.